We're going to take that window out and rebuild that window. So we're putting a plate in. Then that's the top plate for the rafters that's set on. Then there's a window plate that we're putting in there.
The rafters will sit right here on this plate.
Right. Roof rafter is set on that. Then that bottom plate right there, that'll be the frame, rough end for the window. Do you think you like this brickwork? Kind of interesting, isn't it? You have to do about everything. Soft homemade brick. Probably here are the neighbors. I always noticed older houses. And of course, this house here, I'd noticed years ago when I'd come by it at work. And it just kept getting worse and worse. Of course, I'd inquired about it, and I didn't get too many good answers at that time about it, so I just forgot about it. But I always liked the older homes. I stopped here, and my ego was hurt when I tried to buy it from the place, the guy that was here that owned it, and he wasn't very pleasant to talk to. And so I think in the back of my mind, when it came up for sale, this spurred me on, I think. And I didn't even have to look at it. I was going to buy it because I could remember what it looked like before. And I'd already made up my mind that I was going to buy it before I even talked to the real estate people. I thought about that, and then I had the time. And so I thought, well, why not try it? And so I had no problem. I've never been sorry about it. It really had a lot of meaning to somebody, to people. And I just see something that's really different than most of the things. Anybody that goes through an addition and they see all these houses, they're not exactly alike, but they look alike. Even in a run-down condition like this it's still appealing. It's different. See? Now, if this was in a new addition, like some of the homes that's built in some of these 200 house additions, and they're all fine homes, like $300,000 or $400,000, and this house was in this addition, just like it is, and nobody was going to buy it, I would probably buy it over the price of a new one, because it appeals to. Now, why I'm that way, I don't know. And I think a lot of people are that way. That's why people stop and want to look at it.
to do.
There's a little delay here, I think.
A lot of cleaning.
You want to save that board, Mary? What do you think about it? You think it's all right?
Did you fall through that one?
Patty Broomsma is an archivist at the Tippecanoe County Historical Association. Her son wanted to buy the house without knowing there were connections to the house on both sides of his family.
A few years ago, my son came to me, his name's Brad, and he's like, Mom, I saw this house and I want you to go look at it. He's like, I love this house and I want to see if we can get it and restore it. So I went out and with him and we went through it and I'm like, oh Brad, this is really bad. I was talking to my mother and I told her that Brad had fallen in love with this house and we'd gone out to look at it and what bad shape it was in. And then she was talking to my uncle, her brother, and was telling him about that, and he's like, well, you know, our grandfather lived in that house. And so that made it more endearing to us, you know. But we didn't find that out until later. And then on my husband's side of the family, the Lutz had sponsored his grandparents. They were immigrants from Holland, and they came to Lafayette and worked on the Lutz farm.
During the last part of the last century and the early part of this century, a considerable number of Dutch immigrants were sponsored and hired by Mr. Isaac Lutz, a wealthy farmer in the Shadeland-Wea Plains area. So tell me what you're going to be doing today.
The roof decking is going on. Then there'll be tar paper put over that. Then it'll be waterproofed here. The stuff over there, I'm going to clear off, throw it back here. So the remainder of that roofing.
The decking on the south side, where did you get that material from?
Oh, that decking comes from an old barn over in Shadeland. They had it stored in a barn, and they was tearing the barn down. That was all moved over here, and some of the sheeting, the older boards, match the ones that's on there, but it didn't have enough, so we have to put the newer type decking on this side.